Hello, guys. As promised, I will be reviewing a trade that I took last Thursday during the Asia session. So let's start. Um, around midnight, uh, I was looking at my chart and I saw a big rejection. Let me show you. Let me show you. I saw. Let me see. It's crazy. This short. Yeah, I saw a really big rejection from the 30 minute because I didn't want to trade Asia early because it was really choppy. And I expected for all of this liquidity to be swept, okay, or to be swept. So I waited, and around midnight, I was browsing time frame to time frames, and I noticed a really big rejection from the 30-minute time frame. And I don't have a fixed time frame where I enter my trades. You can see the 6 minute time frame right here is because when I'm just looking for a position on the 5 minute and the 6 minute, I'm hoping for the 5 minute to give me a clear view of what I'm willing to see. And when I do not see it, and I go on the 6 minute to have a better version of what I'm looking for in the 5 minute. Okay, but I do not use the 6 minute at all most of the times. Okay. When I was looking at my chart, browsing time frame to time frame, while I was on the 30-minute time frame, and I looked at it, and I saw a really big rejection. Started browsing from my entries, my time frame entries, from the 5, the 4, the 3, and as I was looking at the 3 minute time frame, and I noticed uh an IFVG setup forming. Okay, my strategy is IFVG. I trade IFVGs. Uh, so I saw this an IFVG forming, and I didn't want to. Even though I was waiting for the setup to be formed, I didn't want to get early from the lows because I didn't want to get trapped. You know, from these lows. The market has been really choppy. It was not a really good session from the start. So I changed my ideas, and tell myself that I'm going to wait for a break of structure, for a market structure shift. You know, I'm going to wait for the market to break for a break of structure, and I'm going to wait for a retest from a FVG, and then I'm going to target the nearest level. There are a lot of liquidities through these highs, all of these highs to get swept. And then, I could have stayed on this trade for even New York high, Thursday New York high, but I didn't. So in this market you cannot stay for too long. So I was trading on evil, so I could have stayed and make even more to pass the 25K eval that I have with my funded future. So, but I didn't say, I didn't say, I didn't stay because you know there is a 50% consistency rule on my funded futures for for 25K rapid blend accounts. So I waited for the break of structure, and I did wanted to wait for it to get tapped on this 3 minute gap, but I saw that candle, that imbalance candle, really, 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 just really big. It was really long candle. That's a really long candle. Normal, it can be normal. It's long, but I got I got in the 2 minute time frame. Okay, I switched to the 2 minute time frame, and I say, okay, there is a gap. I'm going to take it right here. And then I targeted the nearest level that I could get. There was a lot of highs to get swept. There was a lot of liquidity, We can we can call them. I can say that LRLRs, LRLRs. So, all right, that was my trade for Thursday that I took. So I'm going to be reviewing more trade in the future. So see you on Monday, okay? When New York open. Ciao.